Yo, what's good? This is Mike. This is Dawgz Gotta Eat. Like and subscribe if you're a real Browns fan. This is day one only. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? Yeah, and basically this is the first episode. Started this because I don't want to listen to Stephen A. I don't want to listen to Colin. I don't want to listen to Rex talk. You know what I mean? This is in favor of us. And if you're really watching the game and you're really seeing what's going on, it's a different perspective. So one of the first things I wanted to tackle, just as far as Baltimore in general, both teams were good. Baltimore, Lamar did his thing, still 24 out of 34, 3 touchdowns but 2 interceptions. And you know, he's not a throwing quarterback, but he threw, and he still got busy. But we got busier. You know, just in general. I mean, Baltimore, this is a good squad. So it's not taking anything from him, but we actually came out and handled business. And that's what these numbers say to me. He was doing his thing. We capitalized off the interceptions, off the turnovers, off the fumbles, and we took him to the house. I think the second thing I want to say is that Freddie did his thing. He went back to the play calling that he was doing the year before. All the RPOs, the trick plays, even Odell getting a chance to throw the ball, that just spreads the defense. It's a totally different animal when we play and we run those types of plays. Baker did his thing. 347, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but he was a lot more decisive in this game. And we used Chubb the way we should have been using Chubb the whole entire season, instead of trying to just feed people and make everybody happy. You can't. That's not going to work. You have to do what works. When you do what works, you're going to win. Once this thing becomes cohesive, where we, everybody can sit and know their position, know what they can do, or have to sit back and say, I'm getting pressured, then we're going to take it to the next level. But he did his thing. Chubb, you already know, 165, 3 touchdowns. But the key thing that I'm seeing here is 20 carries. When Chubb gets his 20 carries, we win. If we don't win, the game is close. Chubb has got to get his 20 carries, because you got Kareem Hunt coming. And when Kareem Hunt comes, he's going to want to get hot too, and we're going to turn into more of a running team. But it's going to be great, because you're not going to be able to stop it. And Baker actually can get on his feet and do a lot more running too. I know he wants to stay in the pocket, stay safe, but when you do that, and it spreads the defense, and everything becomes way more elusive and hard to plan and catch. Hilliard, shout out to Hilliard too. But the big shout out goes to our defense. Even though we didn't shut them down the way we wanted to in yardage, we shut them down. We shut them down on key plays. We shut them down with turnovers, and our offense was able to capitalize off that. Schobert getting in there. Garrett getting in there. Okunjobi. Lamar was sacked, I think, 4 times. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. But what I want to talk, the main thing everybody wants to talk about is the controversial thing everybody wants to talk about. And before that, Baltimore is a good team. And I believe even before all of this, it's still that they're the main competition in the AFC North. You have to go through them now at this point, with Roethlisberger being hurt and a lot of different people being hurt. But they're a physical team, and it's a rivalry, so it's going to be physical. So I think that's why a lot of people expected, OBJ to get into the confrontation with Humphries. But here's what I want to say about that. All game, you doubled Odell. You doubled down on Odell. 2, sometimes 3 guys on Odell. And Humphries extremely physical every play. So shout out to Humphries. But his extremely physical was, Odell complained a lot to the refs all through the game, how physical he was being and how hands-on he was being. So the back and forth went long before Odell threw the punch. And we don't know exactly what led up to the punch even being thrown on that play, because on that particular play he was blocking. So it's football, it's physical, things are gonna happen, and emotions run high and it's hot. But in the same breath, I agree, no, he should not have thrown that punch and he should have kept it. And that's one thing that we have to have is better discipline as a team in order to go further, because if we don't, things like that are just gonna wipe us out quickly, So that's kind of, there were a lot more things going on before that punch. That's all I got to say. And it was physical the whole time, even before the third quarter. So, they held him down. They held him down to 2-3 catches, and that was their plan. But that was Harbaugh's plan. Defensive coordinator, whoever. That was their plan, was to hold Odell down, and they did that. But that was also their fault. If they focused so much on Odell that Jarvis was able to run free, Ricky Seals was able to run free, and they weren't focused on like that. There was literally nobody watching them. On one of the plays where Seals, it's either a long pass he gets or it's a touchdown. You have Odell and Seals on the same side. Odell goes for the down and out. Seals goes long. When Odell makes the break, all three, Seals man is watching him and the two men watching Odell, all break for Odell because the ball's being thrown to that side, leaving Ricky wide open. And that's where Baltimore killed itself. They killed itself the whole game with that kind of coverage because they focused so much on him and they forgot about our other weapons. So there's a lot that they left out. And Jarvis just had a monster game. It just left Jarvis, and he was due a monster game. Odell had a monster game. Tennessee wasn't a monster game for nobody. But he had a monster game. Eight receptions, 167 yards, and a touchdown. Not to mention the long, ridiculous run that was almost a touchdown. So, as far as the fans and the real people watching, we're getting it together. We're putting our pieces together. We got a lot of pieces that have been added already with the talent that we had. Newly acquired talent, young talent. But on top of that, we have some people that'll walk on us. We have some, very, very, very new. So we're killing the game. And we're 2-2 right now. But even on everybody's prediction scale, that's where they expected us to be. And we're just getting warmed up and getting cohesive. And game speed, all of that, yeah, but we haven't had the time to get cohesive. Now that you see with this game a lock starting to happen on a real team, that we've taken these guys down in the manner we've taken them down. Everybody's noticing in a different kind of way. But just think about this: Baltimore's last couple games, Miami win, Arizona win. Come on, Miami's 0-3. Arizona, they cool, but they ain't been winning culture. It's not been happening. The Chiefs, good team, good game. Everybody performed, but they didn't bring it home. And the defense really didn't bring it home, and they didn't shut them down. They didn't shut them down on scoring. Miami is easy to shut down on scoring. It's easy, but that's not the Chiefs. So that's the only level of a game that really tested them. Like as the Browns, you could probably say the same thing. The Rams. But in the same breath, we looked the worst because we let the Titans do that to us by not being cohesive and not being disciplined. That's a game we killed ourselves. So, that's for everybody trying to put us on the scale right now. But just pay attention. We're going to have a lot more episodes. I got my brother. I got some other people coming up. Long-time Browns fans that's really watching. You know the deal. Like and subscribe. Hit them comments. And, sooner or later, I'm going to do like some back and forth with a couple people. And we're going to do some little bit, just debate some facts and throw some facts out there that some of these guys, they don't know what they're talking about the squad. You know what I mean? Gone.